Where were you in 1988?
I was working at the bakery.
Wow, that started. Okay, that was that long ago.
It started late '87. '88 was its first full year. But yes, I was working at the bakery, and not everybody knew it, but Kristen and I were shacking up at that. The studio.
You're revealing
one bedroom.
something
I know.
Here for the world to see.
Who cares? 25 years ago. And at that studio, I was still kind of living out at Brian's house too.
I remember.
That's where I had a room out there, but then Kristen moved into her place, and I just started gradually spending more and more time over there. And then, and at that same time, Brian and Marcia had started dating. That was when they met, and they were just a little bit, but it was closer, so I was out there a little bit, and then at Kristen's studio, and working at the bakery.
Wow, that was a long time ago.
1988.
Do you know what also happened in 1988?
In 1988, you were
a little brewery began.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no,
what were you doing in 1988?
I was probably watching cartoons or something like that.
You were 11.
I was 11, so I was my son's age.
Weird to think about.
Yeah, kind of, right?
Yeah.
So I was probably not enjoying the amount of electronics that he does.
No, but there was some. What did you... You hadn't started going to horror movies with Kristen yet, had you, or did you?
No, that was a couple years later, I would say. Probably like 13, 14, something like that. We started doing that. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so 11. So you guys have been going out for like a year then. Wow, it's quite a trip down memory lane.
Joe was out of the house, right?
Yep.
Because he and Leslie were... Actually, unbeknownst to anyone else, or being close, they were getting close to that Alana was on the way.
Yeah. Well, they were a year away from that.
No.
Well,
November of 88?
Yeah, okay.
Alana was born in February of 89. It's just four months away.
That's right. Well, I would have been 12. Well, yeah, I guess it just depends on when in 88 we're talking about.
Well, I'm talking 25 years ago. So I thought you were
25 from October?
25 years ago right now, from November 1st.
Right, there you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hadn't thought about all that.
Takes you back.
I know, it does take you back.
Yes.
And also going on at that same time, a little brewery was opening up, which is where I was starting with this.
Right.
And that little brewery is Deschutes Brewery out of Bend, Oregon.
Yes.
And since then, they have been doing, every year, they've been doing a festive winter ale. And we have the latest incarnation of that here at AboutBeverages.com for Give It a Shot. I'm Andrew.
And I'm Keith, and we are AboutBeverages.com. And the beverage we are about today is the 2013 version of Jubelale from Deschutes Brewery, as Andrew said, out of Bend, Oregon. And we did a little research. We have actually podcasted on this 2 times before.
Yeah.
In odd-numbered years, 2009. 2011. So it was only right that we would do it today.
It was only fitting that we do it in 2013 as well.
This beer, at least for where I work at Trader Joe's, we just got this in Wednesday, so that's 2 days ago. So fairly new release. I'm glad this wasn't affected by the old government shutdown. Because Because I had tweeted some of those things.
Actually,
one of the areas that was being affected, and that was focused on in some articles a couple days there was I forgot what the regulatory agency is. The exact name.
It's the alcohol
tax and
tax
and alcohol. But it's the arm of the government that approves new labels.
Right.
So a lot of
new beers, spirits, things like that.
Yeah, so we may see that still if they aren't able to catch up. But the one thing that was good is at least they were still accepting payments.
Of course, yeah. Of course, they're going to take payments. But
anyway, but that's all behind us, and hopefully they're catching up and working hard to get things. But so the Jubelale. This is their their festive winter ale released every year about this time. 6.7% alcohol. Usually it's got roughly the same flavor profile.
Similar profiles. It seems like it's a little different every year, or at least we pick up on different things.
Yeah, a guy that I work with actually has a bottle of last year. He actually has 3 bottles of last year's, but he's going to give us one, and
nice.
We're going to try it. It may find the airwaves, or maybe we'll just reference it, or maybe we'll do a little blog post about it or something.
Okay.
But we're at least going to try that last year's, but. Today we're going to try this year's.
Yeah, and it's really neat. Every year they do different artwork for the actual label on the bottle. They have different local artists and things like that do the design, and it's really neat. If you go to the website for Deschutes Brewery, which we will have a link to at AboutBeverages.com, they have a file where you can go back and look at all the artwork since this beer has started. You can see all the different really beautiful work that's been done, and it's really neat.
It's got a big owl on the front here, and
yeah, I was reading a little bit at their site, and I guess there is an owl in the area that during the time when this was when the artwork was being put together and stuff like that had almost become like a local celebrity, so they kind of tied that into the artwork and stuff like that. So
nice.
Yeah, very neat. And this is one I always do look forward to every year. I always like I like a good strong ale. The weather's getting a little colder.
Right. Even in Tucson, it's getting a little chillier.
It is, and we all start to look for, I think, we're both a little bit of a seasonal beer drinker, so
yeah.
we're like, we enjoy a good beer no matter when, but
right.
I appreciate it even more when it's a little colder outside. I want the darker side of things.
Well, like even the other day, I was at Total Wine and I was looking for different things, and all of a sudden I'm seeing, and I still got an IPA and I still got a couple lighter things, but
right.
at the same time, I start throwing a few darker things in, stout here, a porter there, something that just is a little heavier, just naturally where my tendencies go. So
there's something nice right about now about I'm going to go outside right now. I'm going to sit outside, just relax, and that you want that little more flavor, a little more heavier, a little more alcohol even to some extent. I even look for that, like, ooh, that's going to be a little bit warmer, a little something nice.
Right.
Because we always talk about we're going to be having this with, different stews and different heavier things. You need something that's going to hold up to that. So
right. The old brown the iced tea brown
little
kind of
iced
color
tea
there.
cola color there.
Yeah. A little bit of head there.
Yes, hanging around kind of nice.
Yep.
A little light and fluffy.
Yeah.
It's a strong ale.
There's some sweetness, though. There's a little sweet.
Yeah, definitely.
Some malty sweet goodness in there.
That's mostly what I'm getting.
A little bit of hop. Like a little hop at the end.
Molasses note, little sweet, little something. It smells really nice. There's very nondescript, not quite spices, but there's something in there. Something that, fall aromas. Like what you might smell if you go into your...
It tastes like fall.
It tastes like fall.
It smells
tastes
like
of
fall.
leaves. And,
yeah. It's not as heavy as I remember it being usually.
No, it's not actually. Yeah,
it's a little bit lighter, but it's but not light, but lighter, and
I always remember it being more syrupy.
Yeah, or just a little bit more malt.
Yeah, more toward more toward that, just kind of
malt yielding.
Yeah, and malty in a way of like malted, like an actual like malted flavor, like malted milk ball, like that kind of malted flavor, not just.
There's a little. It's like I wouldn't say it's hoppy, but you can taste the hop character coming out there, balancing that out a little bit more. Maybe
there's a nice little floral at the back. I think that's kind of there, and a little bitterness.
But it has that sort of front and mid palate malt.
Yeah, definitely.
And then finishes with that lighter. Wow, that's pretty good. It doesn't, because sometimes winter style or winter based seasonal beers will leave you with that sort of bready, maltier heaviness.
If it's more of that Oktoberfest kind of Bock kind of
thing. And even going into like some like winter fests and things like that, winter beers that I've had will do that, and not all of them, but some. It just depends on what they're going for. But that's really good.
That is really tasty.
But we're not surprised. But
no,
but I do like the variation.
Yeah, I mean we enjoy this one every year, but this one's really good actually. I like it that it's just one little notch lighter, I think.
Yeah, I really like that, because there's a point with these beers where, and sometimes it's after 2, sometimes maybe it's after a 6-pack during the season, where I'm like...
In a night.
In a night.
In a couple hours.
Where I'm like, okay, I've had enough of that one. I'm done.
Yeah.
Like I actually like the Wassail now from Full Sail.
Oh,
Their winter beer is actually... It used to be a lot different, but the last 2 or 3 years it's been more of a winter style, but still a little heavier, but not overly heavy. But this I think would be one that you would enjoy longer. I would think.
Yeah, I think so. And this is one they do keep for a seasonal. They do keep it around. This is from pretty much now until all the way through December. So
Good.
yeah, I think that's quite good.
We're on the cutting edge.
We are on the cutting edge, and the other cutting edge things you can find are all at the website at AboutBeverages.com, where you can find the tasting notes for this beer, along with where it hits on our recommendation scale. And if you're looking for other seasonal things, we may not have gotten to them yet this year, but maybe we did them last year. And a lot of times they come back around, so you can definitely go into the archives and check those things out. Head into the drink database is another place to always go look at things that maybe we didn't get a chance to podcast about, but we tasted throughout the week. And like I said, Keith always likes to make a few little notes as he's drinking things. Other places, Twitter is a good place for that too. Like I said, usually that's where I'll make quick notes on things that I'm tasting throughout the week that maybe we don't try.
I forgot a month or so, well, actually a month and a half ago now, I'd had a New Zealand beer.
Oh, really?
Moa, M-O-A. When I bought it, Total Wine. It was a pale ale.
Oh, I've seen those.
It was pretty good.
Are those a little more pricey?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was a 12.7 and a little pricier, I think. But not like super.
Okay.
But a little bit.
Not like McKellar pricier, like.
Yeah, no. And they had some McKellars there, but I couldn't quite.
I always want to try, like, McKellar has that really neat thing. I think are they Dutch? The Dutch. Aren't they, I think? I thought they were the Dutch. No?
Maybe.
Anyway. I was, because they do that really neat series where they're all IPAs and they're all single hop.
Oh, okay.
And it's like this one's, and literally they call it, this one's called Citra, this one's called Willamette, this one's called, and they just call it, and there's like 10 or 12 of them. And I always want to try them, but I'm always worried that they're not as fresh as they should be.
Well, yeah.
I'm about to pay $6 for an 11-ounce bottle.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be a really neat, fascinating experiment to literally sit down, and I'm assuming that it's a fairly similar, grain blend that they're doing,
right.
Grain bill that they're doing, and then just adding a different hop to it. And I think that would be a neat experiment to like, okay, let's try these 4, see what you're really tasting. But every time I go to look at the bottle at one of the stores that I go to, I don't know if they have a date on there naturally, but there's this giant tag that they have to put their UPC code on.
Oh,
and it always kind of covers up part of the back of the bottle, and I don't know if that's where the date is.
Yeah.
Or what, but that's the thing. It's like, if I'm about to pay $6, I want that to be super fresh.
Well, I don't
want to be like, eh.
And you do have to watch out for that, because like even at Total Wine last year, and like I think June or July, you and I tried the Port Brewing, their anniversary beer, their anniversary, and we really liked it.
Yes.
And so I saw their anniversary ale this year, and I looked at it and I was like, oop, 2012.
It was last year.
But it was last year. But I actually do have one though from 2013. I did find one. So I've got, they
on the shelf.
Yeah, on the shelf.
Same,
and they actually
different style or same style.
I don't know what they decided to do. But I just, since we liked it so much last year, I grabbed one.
It was very
good. And we like port IPAs usually. So
yeah.
And they actually had it in their little section.
Oh, okay.
Again,
I've seen that one there too. I haven't seen it there recently, but yeah, I had the same thing where I was like, this is the old
10-year anniversary. Yeah.
That's a little flaky. So always make sure you're looking at it.
Take a look.
IPA is the one specifically. Anything with hops, anything where you're thinking hop focused, look at your dates.
Right.
It's very important. Yeah. But whether we like it or not,
you should give it a shot.